Hello guys, this is Percy again. Today we're gonna talk about Peruvian culture literature. The culture in Peru is unique and complex, created by a whole range of nuances from ancient times with pre-Columbian civilizations. When the Spanish conquerors arrived to this part of the continent in the 16th century, they quickly left their traces of change throughout the territory. There are still many questions to be asked and many answers to be found regarding writing in pre-Columbian Peru, from pictographs dating back to 10,000 BC to the Incan system. There are not perfect sequences. The symbolism varies from one stage to another, be it the proto-writings on parallel of the Mochica culture or the tocapus of the Incan culture. The literal production of pre-Hispanic Peru was mainly linked to the Incas, the Quechua language or Runa Simi being their main language of communication. The manifestations in poetic forms are called harawis, lyric poetry, and hayllis, epic poetry. Both were part of the daily lives, funerals, parties, nuptials, wars, because there was not written language in the Andes. The chroniclers shed light on a classic Quechua literature that was transmitted orally. The first one depicted the courtesan, which was transmitted to the Inca elite with themes about the gods, the origins and the deeds of each Inca, and the other popular oral transmission was about the impressions and the feelings of the people. Once the Spanish conquest arrived in the 16th century, a process began that in time would give rise to a mestizo literature. The stories of ancient Peru would begin to be expressed in written language, although in the beginning precepts of European culture predominated. The first important works were the Chronicles. Among the most notable Andean chroniclers are Tito Cusi Yupanqui, an Incan of the Vilcabamba resistance, Juan de Santa Cruz Pachacuti, and Felipe Guaman Poma de Allay with his work, the New Chronicle on Good Government, famous for the 404 illustrations that accompany it. A chronicle of European origin who is worth mentioning is Pedro Cieza de Leon, adventurer, soldier, and writer who stood out as a chronicler and historian of Peru. Another popular writer of Andean literature was the mestizo chronicler, also known as Inca Garcilaso de la Vega, who was well versed in interpreting his roots in both Spanish and Incan cultures. His masterpiece, Los Comentarios Reales de los Incas, is respected for its beautiful descriptions of the Andean world in the Spanish language. Many consider the Inca Garcilaso the first great writer of Peru. The drama of Ollantay is a history that many scholars believe to be of Incan origin. The history of Ollantay, a general of Incan Pachacutec's army, whom falls madly in love with the daughter of the Inca. This drama was originally written in Quechua language, with the oldest manuscripts dating to be the 18th century, when only oral traditions existed. The first manuscript is attributed to the priest Antonio Valdez, according to the investigations of the great historian Raúl Porras Barrenechea. Long afterwards, in the time of the already established Republic of Peru, the 19th century brought with it a great deal of romantic prose from Europe, especially in the works of Carlos Augusto Salaberry and José Arnaldo Marqués. In this period, we also discover the costumbrismo, a literary style that placed a special emphasis on people's traditions, which we find in the works of Felipe Pardo and Aliaga and Manuel Asensio Segura. Similar to the costumbrismo are the Peruvian traditions of Ricardo Palma that narrates historical moments and fantasies of the Incan days, colonial and republican times, emancipations, histories of which were valued during this century. In the 20th century, the literary avant-garde of Cesar Vallejo's works focused on anguish and the human conditions. Also, the tenderness with which Abraham Valdelomar tells his histories. Authors such as Ciro Alegría and José María Arguedas were made famous for highlighting the heart and soul of indigenous people. Finally, in modern times, Mario Vargas Llosa, considered one of the most important essay writers, was the first Peruvian to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2010. All of these writers we have shared with you are only a small percentage of the many authors who will remain forever anonymous in Peru's oral traditions. All of their contributions have helped form the great foundations of Peru's popular literature. Thanks for watching our videos. We are Inkayni Peru Tours. If you like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you in our next videos.